But since we did this back in, I don't know, we probably do this in 5th grade. I give it. Least common multiple. Let's start easy and go hard. If I asked you for the least common multiple of 6 and 8, I always say that is basically what you're thinking to yourself is what is the smallest number they will both go into, question mark. The least common multiple of 6 and 8. Back in the day, back in 5th grade, I would make you do this. You'd go, okay, well, here's 6 and here's 8. The multiples of 6, counting by 6, are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and so on and so on. Multiples never end. I don't want you to go home. Multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. You are looking for the smallest common one they have. Please don't get this mixed up with factors. People all the time. This is not greatest common factor. This is least common multiple. And the least common multiple is, somebody? 24. Right? This is just kind of like this improvement. And basically, that is exactly what you do when you add fractions together with their denominators. You always look for the least common multiple. If I were adding 1/6 plus 1/8 together, the smallest number I can use for their denominators that they both have is 24. This is 424, and that's 324, so we get 724. Now that's all well and good, except, children and ladies and gentlemen, when you get to this algebra goofy nonsense stuff, they start throwing in letters and mixed in with the numbers. For example, 10, what does that say? 10a squared c to the 4th and 15a cubed c cubed. What's the LCM? Question mark. And it always seems like the number is the easy part. What is the least common multiple of 10 and 15?
30.
Who said that?
30.
Who said that? Cameron. Very well done. Okay, so you get 30. This is where most people start to struggle though, because you have to look at the letters now and do the same thing. What is the smallest thing that both a squared and a cubed go into? 8 to the 6th. 8 to the 6th is on the table. Agreement or disagreement? Huh? Whoa, we've got a disagree here. How darest you go against something Logan Spees would say? Now, the actual answer to that is, I'll give it to you because I don't want to say it, is actually a cubed. And the smallest thing that both of those will go into, when you talk about c to the 4th and c to the 3rd, is c to the 4th. Thank you, Cameron. Now, because this is difficult for a little bit, for just a little bit, I am going to knock this down into the longest way to possibly do it, but it's a no-brainer way to do it. Okay? If you struggle with this, and after you do it this way a few times, you won't have to do it this way because it'll automatically come to your head and you go, I don't need to do that anymore. But if you're not a mathematical genius like Cameron English over there, you'll have to do this for just a little bit, and then you'll understand why. I'm trying to do that so I can. Who's laughing? Okay. Here's what you need to do. Step number 1. Step number 1. Time factorize both numbers. Again, this is you. If you don't get what we just did, you may or may not get it after we do this, but eventually you won't have to do this because it'll be no-brainer. So if I prime factorize 10a squared c to the fourth, what times what gives me 10? 2 times 5, right? And then you have to break apart the letter. A squared is a times a, and c to the fourth is c times c times c times c. That's that whole thing broken apart in its barest form. 15a cubed, or is that a cubed, c cubed? A cubed, c cubed is 3 times 5 times a times a times a times c times c times c. Okay. Here is what you do. You take the group that has the most of each factor. Alright, so you look at this as two different groups. Which group has the most 2's? This one, so I take 2. Although the numbers you already know, you probably don't have to do this. Which group has the most 3's? This one, it has 2, 3, or 1, 3. Which group has the most 5's? They both have 1, so you just take 1, that's the most. Which group has the most A's? This one, it's 3 A's. Which group has the most C's? This one, it's 4 C's. Sons. And you remultiply all that together as your last step, and that's your remultiply, and that is your answer. 2 times 3 times 5 is 30. 3 A's is a cubed, and 4 C's is c to the fourth. Now another way though to think about it is, okay, another way to think about it was when you're looking at these letters, okay, you just take the group that has the most of them. This was a squared, that's a cubed, you take a cubed. This was c to the fourth, that's c to the third, you take c to the fourth. Because that's what we, in essence, we did when we did this, 4 c's. You're saying, show us another. Now look at this one. Wish I could even read it. 6p squared s cubed. 6p squared s cubed. And the 2m squared s squared. And the 8m to the third p. Prime factorize, and I'll do one more long way, and then we'll see if we can do it without long way. If I prime factorize this, it is 2 times 3 times p times p times s times s times s. If I prime factorize this one, it's 2 times s, sorry, times m times s times s. If I do this one, it's 2 times 2 times 2 times m times m times m times p. Stop me there if you don't get the prime factorization thing, just breaking it down. Taking the group that has the most, which one has the most 2's? This one, so you take 3 of them. 2 times 2 times 2. This one has the most 3's, it's just 1. Which one has the most p's? This one has 2 p's. Oh, I have 2 p's too. Which one has the most s's? This one, 3 of them. Which one has the most m's? That one over there, 3 of them. And I believe that's all the factors we have. Remultiplying, you get 24 p squared s cubed m cubed. Do I think you have to do this? No, but it may help you understand it. Between the numbers, you got the 24. Which of them had the most p's? This one did, it had 2. Which one had the most s's? This one did, it had 3. Which one had the most m's? That one did, it had 3's. How many do you think you still need to do this?
Nothing.
By the way, when this gets confusing is when they'll ask you to find the greatest common factor of these 3. They'll ask you to do that too. That's a whole new exciting ball of wax. This is greatest, least common multiple, greatest common factor. Ready? Here you go. Let's see if today is a success or a failure. Right out of the book. Oh, I get a little nervous when you start looking at the top. 4k to the fourth, p to the third, n squared, 5k squared p cubed, and let's do one more, 20 n to the fourth k cubed. Alright, you should be done, by the way. You should be able to look at that right now and pretty much tell me what it is. It is not as complicated as that whole procedure makes it look, but if you don't understand it, then you do have to follow step by steps. Hold on, Einstein. And then I got one that'll rock your world. Woman, you got it? Relatively confident or just mildly confident? Who wants to jump all the way to the test? Logan Spieß.
Got 20k to the fourth, p to the third, n to the fourth.
P to the third, n to the fourth. Agree or disagree? We've agreed before. Did anybody say disagree? Yeah, again, the number should be easy for you. What's the smallest thing that 4, 5, and 20 would go to? That's 20. Take the group that has the most k's, that's k to the fourth. The group that has the most p's, that's p to the third. And the group that has the most n, that's n to the fourth. Are you ready? Here you go. Let's see who can get this one. Because you knew it wasn't going to be that easy all the way through. 60x cubed plus 24x. By the way, this is in parentheses. And 45x to the fourth. 45x to the fourth plus 18x squared. I'll give you a moment to do that. What's the least common multiple of those two? Now I'll give you a clue. If you don't know what it is, then you have to go back to the primitive step-by-step method I gave you back, about 11 and a half minutes ago. Which would be, step number 1, you have to find factorize. Oh, look. Which the term refers distributive property for me, or just factor them. Alright, I don't have much more time. By the way, yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Cameron English, this has been your baby so far. You got something for me?
Nope. Not yet.
Eau Claire, Wisconsin, nothing? Oh, we're at an almost. Or are we at an impasse? Give me a second. When I see pencils, at least scribbling. So, it's a good sign. Saeed. let's go with Logan Speeds, what do you think?
12x to the 6.
12x to the 6th. Claire? No, we got something because it's not that. Oh,
I got something red, no, I didn't right. I got something.
can I tell you, you will have a parenthesis in your answer.
Oh,
Alex says,
120x squared and 90x to the 4th.
generally if there's a parenthesis in your answer, there'll also be an addition, a two-term thing inside that parenthesis. Yeah, here we go. Following the simple yet concise directions. Does somebody else want to throw theirs in there just because?
why doesn't it?
I'm gonna show you. What would you take out of this? You can take an X out and a 6, 8, 9. What number comes out? What number can you take out of 60 and 24? 12. Who said 12? Thank you, Claire. So if I can take a 12 and an X out, if I'm prime factorizing this, okay, I take a 12 out, which 12 actually ends up being 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. There's my 12. I can take an X out times X, and then in parentheses that's left is a 5X squared and a, what's left? If I take a 12X out of that, I'm left with, Claire? A 2. That's the prime factorization of this. You can't do anything with this, because that's as far down as it'll go. Okay, what's the prime factorization of this? What can I take out of 45 and 18? Well, 9, which is 3 times 3. What can I take out of x to the 4th and x squared? I can take an x squared out, which is x times x. And then in parentheses, I'm left with a 9x squared. Wait, sorry. Somebody tell me that's wrong. 5. I'm left with a 5 because 9 times 5 is 45. X squared. Taking a 9x squared out of that, I'm left with a plus 2. Now, ain't that special that I come up with the same thing in parentheses there? Now, following the rules, I take the one that has the most of each factor. This has the most 2's. That's 3 of them. This has the most 3's, which is 2 of them. This has the most x's, which is 2 of them. And they both have one factor of 5x squared plus 2, so I take one factor of 5x squared plus 2. Multiplying this out, what, 8 times 9 is 72. Is that what they have here? Wait, what did I do wrong? Somebody stop me. Why is there only... Did I do this wrong? So there's 3 of these here? Oh, I only wanted 12. This is 24. I just done that. That's why. There's only 2's there. I wonder why my answer in the book was wrong. 4 and 9 is 36. X squared times 5x squared plus 2. Anybody have remotely close to that? Now that we got that one under our belt, I'll give you another one that's very similar to it. Try this one on for size. How about 15c squared minus 3c in parentheses and 35c minus 7 in parentheses. What is the least common multiple of those two? I'm willing to bet that at least 63% of you will get this correct. That means at least 12 of you have to. Please make me ready. Follow the same rules. Well, I think you can try on this one. Done?
Close.
Anybody done? Nobody wants to say. Atkins, you done? You think you've got an answer? But you don't have an answer? Oh, you cannot be afraid to give an answer. Remember, if I said 60% of you are right, 40% are gonna be wrong, so you'll be with another 8 people at least. What is it, Atkins? Tell me what you got. 21, what, C? No C squared or anything? Okay, and what? 5C minus what? 4? I don't, well, I'm just questioning it because I don't know how you get a 4 here. If you take something out of this, I don't know how you ever end up with a 4 over there. 5C minus 4. What? Somebody shooting me another one. Anybody? Jervis?
21C minus 5C
5C minus 1. Anybody else saying that? Shellhammer, is that what you have? Colin? Let's take a look, see here. You can take a 3C out of this first one, which is in fact as low as it'll go. And if you take a 3C, you're left with a 5C minus 1. Out of this one, you can take a 7 out, and that's all. And you're left with a 5C minus 1. And as long as these are the same, you only have to take one of them. So using the rule, take 1 3, take 1 7, take 1 C, and then take 1 5C minus 1. So it is 21C and 5C minus 1. Now I'll just whet your appetite, W-H-E-T, I think that is, not sharpen, whatever it is. The reason why you're doing this is because eventually you will be adding fractions that have goofy things as their denominator, and you gotta be able to figure out what the least common multiple is. So when you add them together. Alex,
Oh, I think the 5C.
what did I get, the 5C?
The 5C minus
What can you take out of both of these?
1.
No, you can't take a 5 out of that. Yeah, you can take a 3 and a C out, so when you take the 3C out, 3 goes into 15 5 times, C goes into C once. And this was a 3C, so that's where the 1 came from. Got it.